You gotta love that we're still having coaches shows. The regular season's been over for a while.
Yeah.
And so the most important thing we want to talk about, how was your Thanksgiving dinner?
It was great. You know,
Good.
got to host a family, and the longer we play, I think the worse my Thanksgiving is because I don't have time to really put into it. But fortunate, and very blessed to still be playing. But unfortunately, sometimes the turkey suffers from lack of focus. That wasn't our number one focus, but it was really good. Went well. Kind of got my system down on smoking a turkey now, so it's pretty easy. And not super time consuming. So able to do that, really good. How's yours?
Maybe you can bring me some of that. Mine was fantastic, and again, it was cut a little bit short where I had to drive back early to make sure we were ready for the game.
Yeah.
But I do want to stick on the Thanksgiving theme. Well, you kind of had a special Thanksgiving practice day for the players. You start out with a Grinchmas. What was going on with that?
Yeah, I think that started in 2020. So. That was, believe it or not, our fifth out of 6 straight semifinal appearances.
Okay.
Which is pretty wild when you say that out loud. That's a lot. I think our touchdown club kind of has that down to a science in the community, and so they have a Grinchmas. So we have practice. Kids dress up in their PJs or some type of costume. We have a Christmas themed practice on Thanksgiving morning. Really cool. Hot chocolate, cinnamon rolls. A lot of the community there. Little kids everywhere running around, families, everything. And then at the conclusion, our touchdown club will smoke turkey legs and give them to the players and all that kind of stuff. So it's pretty cool. That's gone on for I guess the past four seasons. Been a pretty neat tradition that we've been able to do. So our kids look forward to that. Practicing on Thanksgiving Day, it's a huge deal. It means you're one step away. This year was the coldest Thanksgiving morning that I can remember of any.
It's cold, yeah.
So people, it kept some people from sticking around too long because it was really cold. But we had a lot of fun. Really great turnout as always with the community, and really cool day.
And I like that because you take the kids away from Thanksgiving. Well, then you just bring Thanksgiving to them.
Yeah.
So
and I think everybody's embraced it, and it's been a really cool deal. So it's been a lot of fun.
Okay. Thanksgiving meal. Last thing about Thanksgiving because we need to move on.
Yep.
What gets the gold ball Thanksgiving?
Are you talking about meal-wise?
Meal-wise.
Yeah, meal-wise. I mean, I'm pretty traditional. I just I'm a big turkey guy, so I'll just do turkey is kind of my favorite. And I'm not a big sweet guy, so I don't. There's not really necessarily a favorite on that. But if I can do some turkey, good smoked turkey, I'm in.
Okay. See, I'm gonna cheat. I'm a leftovers guy.
Oh, okay.
So first Thanksgiving, it's good.
Yeah.
Second Thanksgiving is good.
Are you putting it on a sandwich or what?
Yeah,
what do we have?
hoagie roll.
Okay,
Hoagie roll.
There you go. That's
Sliced in half.
2.0.
Okay. Stuffing.
Oh. Base layer.
Base layer.
Okay.
Turkey.
Yeah.
Cranberry sauce. Bread. Done. It's a whole meal on a sandwich.
This would be my oldest son Cason's nightmare. All the mixing of foods.
Yeah, they are touching. They are fully touching, and yeah.
Yeah, you'd have nightmares over that. That sounds good though.
No, I didn't like it
Check
when I was
out.
his age.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So obviously we're pretty in good mood because we got into the semifinals.
Yeah. It's nice to come out of the semifinals.
Well, that's what I meant. We got in the finals.
Right.
We won the semifinals. We
Yes.
got a W. So let's go ahead and talk about that game. It's a very, very exciting game. Probably more excitement than anybody wanted. But again, what do you expect out of a semifinal game?
You said, I mean, it's you're going to play a great opponent. In the semifinals, you're going to play a great opponent in the state championship. I mean, that's just every year. That's what it is. And so, as a coaching staff and myself didn't feel like we played really well. In the first quarter, about halfway through the second quarter, kind of got our mojo back a little bit again, and started executing. So, that's not taking anything away from Sand Springs. They're a fantastic program, very well coached, did a great job. But just felt like our kids didn't execute real well, to start with. And then really the only adjustment was just we started executing, and that was it. And so once we did that, good things happened. I didn't pay a whole lot of attention to the score, but I remember looking up and seeing it's 21-6, and I'm like, guys, we need to start getting something going here pretty quick to have a chance. And kind of like the old saying goes, if you want to take down an elephant, you got to do it one bite at a time. And so they just started focusing on one play at a time, executing, getting better, doing your job, and doing that repeatedly. And really proud of our kids to be able to do that. But again, you don't want to get down. But we have a saying that's there'll be no great opportunity without great adversity, and we're able to face a lot of adversity. At halftime, face a lot of adversity in the first half, come out the second half, do what you're supposed to do. And go beat a really good team. Super proud of our kids. Obviously for my blood pressure, you'd love for it to be 70 to nothing. But that's really not. Realistic this time of year, and so win by a point, and no matter whatever fashion it is, we'll take it. So really proud of our kids and coaching staff as well. Being able to get in, make adjustments off film, all that kind of stuff, and our kids, willingness to do that. But halftime there was never any panic. Our kids knew we weren't playing like ourselves. And just had to go fix that and make proper adjustments and move on.
Yeah, and the good thing to see this is I did not see the panic on the field. And you saw like the offense and the defense encouraging each other because
right.
The defense had to go get the ball back for the offense, and
right.
the offense need to get some points for the defense.
Yeah.
So we're talking about offense, defense. Let's go and talk about offensive player of the game.
Yeah, so we went and you probably saw both these guys. It was both quarterbacks. So our offensive player of the game, Cash Williams, Landon Gatson. Both had some big-time throws, big-time runs.
Oh, yeah.
Really led the offense, did a great job of just, continuing drives. And, even when things like were bad, continue to stay positive, as you mentioned, and just continue to just swing that hammer at the rock till it breaks, and they continue to do that. And that's what I'm most proud about of this team is just, they're a very special team. They're very unselfish. They're a very intelligent team. And they're just a lot of fun. The 2024 team has been very special. And as a coach, it's like, say, I wish you could sign them, with a franchise tag because you'd sign them all to have ball for life. I love being around them. They're great kids. I've known most of them since they're in 5th grade, and coach those guys up. And, it's just a very, very special group. And, both those guys were our offensive player of the game, Cash Williams and Landon Gatson.
Okay, I have some similar, but, I kind of felt like you were a hockey coach this game. And, if you don't know about hockey out there, but, you can't have just one line.
Right.
You have to have several lines. And so, I honestly felt like we won by attrition where we were wearing them down. And all of a sudden, you brought in a whole new crew.
Right.
And they didn't have an answer. And so, my players of the game, I definitely had Landon Gatson. I thought he did good, but I also want to add a corollary to that I thought, let's see if I get them all right. It's called Raleigh. It is, I had it all practiced out. It is Green, and then we also had McConnell.
Yeah.
David McConnell,
Yeah.
where they come in and they kind of give some of the other receivers a break, some of the other running backs a break, and it just basically makes a bulldozing force.
Yeah.
And I think Gatson got 98 yards on the ground. And that's 98 yards that just supplement Mayor Morgan, Juju Smith, Cash. And so it just was, I felt like it was just too much for Sand Springs to handle.
Yeah, it definitely does help. You're able to change pace, change personnel. That was kind of a point for us this season is just play more guys, be able to have different packages and all that kind of stuff, and then be able to get those guys to be able to come in and execute. And those are all veteran guys, that want to be on the field. If it was up to them, they'd all play every snap, OD, special teams. They want to be out there every time, and so it's great to have players like that. That like some players, and maybe someplace else balk at, hey, I'm an offensive only guy or I'm a defensive only guy or whatever, and like our guys just want to play football. They just want to win. And, the older I get, I look for that. It's like I don't want a quarterback, I don't want a running back, I want a football player, and go be a football player. And we have a lot of those guys that are just absolute football players, talk about other guys in the perimeter do a great job. Hayden Mounts, Nathan Kiefer, some huge catches, Titus Hogg, big blocks, and all the guys up front. Mason Tyler, Conlon Gribnow, Josh McGinnis, Levi Shatswell, Berto Rivas, like those guys paved the way the entire game and just do a tremendous job and don't get enough credit, just continuing to just hammer down in there every single down, and pave the way, and eventually that rock breaks, like we talked about, and it's, it's tough at the beginning, but you got to continue to have that faith and do it. So really, really proud of those guys. I'm telling you, if you want to watch a clinic on how to block on the perimeter, is just an absolute assassin is Hayden Mounts.
Oh yeah.
It's just absolutely, I bring my 2 older sons in to watch film, and I'm like, hey, this is how you play football. Like, watch how this kid plays. Like, this is how you play. And just, it's so, it's such an honor to coach guys that play that hard and take pride in the little things. And just can't say enough good stuff about those guys.
I mean, he's kind of like a pulling guard, but he's a wide receiver.
But he's also really fast, athletic, and can catch. You know,
Yeah.
It's like he's like the best of all worlds. You know, and he really is just an absolute assassin. You know, and we just love him so much.
So you basically said my true answer, which is just selling out and say the offense was my
The
favorite
offense.
game.
That's
But
right.
I also want to mention, and I guess this is special teams, but he scored points. So McClure. I felt like, you know, putting him, there was a block situation where that kid had a really good block, but he came in and he got a key field goal to put you at 2 scores.
Right.
And, being at 2 scores is so important because now the other team isn't looking to tie. They're looking to, like, how do we get the ball back after we score? And so just being under that pressure, I just got to give it up to having a kicker that came through.
Yeah, and not to jump the gun, but that was obviously our special teams player of the week.
Okay,
was Braden McClure. She did a fantastic job, as you mentioned, under pressure. Clutch situations. He just improved so much throughout the season. That's a big tip of the hat to him for us as a team to feel like we could depend on him in such a critical situation like that, and he came through. I'm just really proud of his maturation. He's done such a good job. He's coached by Dow Nichols, who a long time coach, and he works with him relentlessly. And those guys work so much, outside of practice and all those things, just to be able to have the technique to be in situations like that and come through. And so really proud of Braden and his maturity.
And obviously we don't talk about who's the players of the game beforehand because we
like the surprise.
I want it to be a surprise, but I also want to get as many names as possible during the coaching show because that's kind of the fun part.
Absolutely.
Of celebrating successes. All right, offense. Let's switch over to defense here.
Yeah, defense. I mean, from whatever 6 minutes, at the mark of the second half or whatever it is. I don't remember exactly, but they held a shutout. So gave up 21 quick, and then shut out the rest of the game. And so including the second half, which is really difficult to do. So my hat's off to Coach Clark and our defensive staff did a great job, and our kids, just holding a really explosive offense. Out in the second half was just tremendous, and so super proud of those guys. Our 2 players of the game not only led in production points, but also had just critical tide-turning plays in the game. And the first one was Cole Tyra, and the second was Dejon Green.
Okay, and I had the same thing with Dejon Green and Cole Tyra, and to me, and I'm a big momentum guy. Mm-hmm. Momentum is a hard thing, football, any sport, but football is very emotional, and so part of the mental toughness of being a football player or a coach is dealing with that emotion and not letting that emotion take over. But again, when you have those interceptions and it has that momentum shift, and you can capitalize on that momentum shift, and you can take it to your advantage and use it as their disadvantage. I think their leadership and their pick. I do want to give maybe Dejon Green an energy booster so he can make it all the way.
He'll tell you he was tired. He was tired, but we just needed the pick. So obviously a touchdown would have been a bonus, but man, just really needed that stop, and for him to do that in a critical situation. I don't know if you've got a chance to watch that play, but man, it was a really special play that he made. Just such a tough interception. And he's so talented and just a great person, great young man. Continue to watch his maturation as he's always been kind of the puppy, and then now he's the big dog, and he's still only a junior, but I think he has the 3rd most significant reps of any player on our defense because he's just started for so long. And to watch him kind of like start getting out where he's like, man, I'm the captain now, and kind of watch that as a junior is really impressive. And then Cole Tyra's interception, I told the story of Cole Tyra to our team. On Monday, I remember a year ago in the semifinals, he's a special teams only guy, and we're kind of in a battle with Stillwater going back and forth. Right. And there's one guy in the huddle, all the time on kickoff that was just absolutely locked in and just going crazy, and I'm like, after that game, I'm like, man, I got to find more guys like that. I got to find more Cole Tyras. I got to find more guys that just play like that and that kind of energy. And it's just so fitting that, his personality type, his work ethic, everything has led him to where you fast forward, 365 later, like he's a guy that makes a play. To win the semifinal game,
right.
When he was more of a role guy a year ago, and that's testament to just his buy-in, his hard work, his commitment level, and just what a tremendous young man that he is.
Yeah, and I just want to, I guess, add to what you said. so much of successful football is learning your position and playing your position, because for some reason, if you play your position, you're going to be in the right spot to make that play.
Right.
These coordinators, they know what they're doing, and so they know where to put you to be that force. And so when you see people playing their position to his level, and always doing what he's supposed to do at his level, of course you're going to see success.
Yeah.
I mean, that's, you can only take talent so far without skill. And we see that all the time. We've seen some talented teams, but they couldn't do anything to us because we had the talent and we had the learning and the football knowledge and the skill. All right, so I was super excited about it. We need to kind of shift focus, and this is an exclusive what's going to happen on Saturday. We have to do just sound again.
Right.
But we do have permission to do archival film.
Okay.
And we have to wait exactly 24 hours, and then we can mix the sound and the video, so we could actually put it up as a complete game.
Very nice. Very nice.
So that's exclusive right here at the Coach Show. So watch Coach Show, you get to know it.
That's
So
right.
we're gonna try to do that, so we can have the complete package, because it's always bugged me. I could have done it, and I might see if I can get permission to use Muskoge's footage, so we can put that not Muskoge's footage.
NFHS.
Yeah, they weren't going to give me permission. I was going to see if there's some more stuff out there, and I'm going to get permission. I thought I saw.
Okay.
I thought I saw our game.
Maybe we can
out
get some
there.
cell phone videos or something.
Well, but because
Or something.
I've waited 24 hours, so now I can use it.
Okay.
So no promises, but I want to do that. But all right, so that is a good transition into. All right, state game.
State game.
Okay, silver or gold. We prefer gold.
We do.
But everybody gets a souvenir here. Let's, first of all, Muskoge's undefeated.
Yep.
Okay? Great. We got 2 losses. And here's the losses. The 6A Kansas State champion.
Right.
They just won it when we won our semifinal.
Yep.
And one of the 6A1 Oklahoma State finalists.
Right.
Okay? So really, when I'm looking at the 2 teams, I'm looking at they have the same record. Perfect in district. Okay?
It's very Homer of you. I appreciate that.
But we played we played some really tough teams. They played not as tough.
Well.
So I don't think you're scared of them being undefeated.
I mean, it's just, again, it's like when you're mature about this thing, it's we've been here 3 out of the last 5 years in the state championship, and I tell our guys, on the first practice, P1, of Midnight Madness, I don't know who we're playing on December 7th. I know they're going to be a great team. That's just what it is. And I don't know who it was back then. I knew they'd be a great team. And so, you just like, you're related to video games, like when is the level the toughest? Well, it's the last one. That's just what it is. And so they're very deserving to be there. They're, 12-0 for a reason. Those guys are absolutely loaded, very well coached, very athletic, big, physical, fast, strong, can score points and buckets. And so they have our absolute respect. We knew it'd be a great team. We have, 2 losses. We own that, and continue to get better. When we were 1-2, and some people think that, I should maybe drive my car off a cliff. I don't. I continue to get back to work and get better and fix our mistakes. And just like when we win, I don't, go, celebrate and buy balloons. It's like you just keep the process, of getting better. And so I knew this team had a chance to be special. I knew how we responded to our losses, which is more important to me than other things. And I think that those early losses prepared us for being down at halftime in the semifinals where there's not a panic. We've played tough teams. We've done hard things. We've had a resume, that shows that, hey, we can overcome obstacles. And I think that's part of the maturation process of being a champion. And then I felt that after the game of the semifinals, this one feels different in that, obviously you're happy to be moving on, but hey, job's not finished.
No.
Job's not done. So we check one more box to have an opportunity to play for a state title, which you have to be in to have a chance to win. Right? You can't win if you're not there. But we know, how great Muskogee is. Great program, best program in the state of Oklahoma. In 6A2, defending state champs.
Sure.
Coming back, and now they rattle off an undefeated season. We know what we're getting into and all those kind of things. But I also know what I'm bringing. and I'm bringing 3 buses full of really tough kids that are committed and will do anything to have an opportunity to bring home that gold ball. I tell them that they're going to pull into the stadium as champions. Just might as well take the trophy back.
Okay. And you kind of made a lot of my points for me. And yes, I don't know if I can be an adult all the time, but I can definitely be a homer. And I am a homer.
We need as many as we can get.
But really to sum up what you said, like, I'm looking at the game as it's the 2 best teams.
It's hard to argue otherwise.
And one of them is going to get the gold ball, one's going to get the silver ball, but this is not. This is going to be a football game. This is
be
not
an absolute dogfight, and we know that. And every possession matters. And our theme this week is do simple better. What we mean by that is like do the finite details better than your opponent. And if we do those things, we'll have a chance to be successful. And we take it down to approximately how many plays we're going to be playing. Right, 2020 state championship, there were 167 snaps. 2022 state championship, 166. 2020, 21 snaps of special teams. 2022, 21 snaps of special teams. And I can get into the OD breakdown and all that kind of stuff. So it's like if I'm a one-way starter and I say, hey, I'm going to be in there for approximately 70 snaps. Can I give everything I have? Can I empty the tank? Can I do every single thing correctly for my technique? Right? My leverage, everything that I need to do for 70 plays. If I can do that, I'll put myself in a great opportunity to be successful. If not, then it's difficult. And so that's the big theme this week. Do simple better. Okay. And if we can do those things, we'll have an opportunity to be successful on Saturday.
Okay, and we know, and you've done the film study, and I've watched some because all their stuff's online.
Right.
They're going to run a lot of plays also.
Yeah, no, they're very talented. They average almost 50 points a game for a reason. That's a lot. And they have very high-powered, very big, physical, fast team. I tell guys, like, I don't think we'll win the photo shoot pregame. I don't think we'll match up size-wise. But I'll ride with my guys, and they're hard any day.
But here's what I'm not going to make any predictions about the game. But if we come on the better side of things, like you said, I think we're going to credit playing those tough games at the beginning of the year.
Yeah, absolutely.
Dealing with adversity, because this will be a game that we'll have to deal with adversity. Because
there'll be plenty. Absolutely.
Both teams can score.
Right.
And both teams can play some defense, and you can argue who's got the better quarterback or better quarterbacks, and it might be a legitimate argument, but every quarterback that's going to see the field Saturday is a legitimate quarterback.
Absolutely.
Is a great quarterback, and so it's that we're not going to go, they don't have a good quarterback. They got a good quarterback too. We got a good quarterback, so we're going to have quarterback battles. The line, I'm so excited about the line battles because our defensive line especially are so scrappy.
Yep, they are.
They get stuff done. They somehow, maybe not every play, but somehow get through and have some conversations with the quarterback and talk about how lovely the grass is.
Yeah, absolutely.
And so there's some good things that I'm looking forward to seeing, and so I know that you guys are continuing to work nonstop to make sure that you're ready for this game. This is the game.
Absolutely.
This is the game I wanted all year.
Yep.
There's a lot of good things I can say, but Muskogee as a town and as a school district, and so I think this will be the game of the week for sure. This is the matchup I wanted to see, and it's the matchup that we should have seen because again, Sand Springs had 1 district loss, Stillwater had 1 district loss,
right,
and they both lost semis. So this is 2 undefeated teams in district. I guess that's about all I got to say about that, but Hopefully we get to have one more coaches show.
Yeah, we want it.
And probably not in this environment. Let's. I'm going to be a homer about this. Let's make something special out of it. If we can get it done. And again, there's no guarantees. There's no guarantee for a loss, and there's no guarantee for a win. This is going to be the best part of why we play sports. Is we can't do it on paper.
Right.
We have to do it in the stadium, and it's 7 o'clock on a Saturday. UCO can't wait. It's going to be a great environment. Everybody's going to come out. We're the home team.
Absolutely.
So I can't wait to see the uniforms that you guys are picking because that matters to me. It matters to the kids, honestly. It does. They get hyped about that.
This group's been pretty low maintenance, so they just want to win. So
that's fine.
Don't care. We can go wearing some trash bags out there. They don't care. They just want to go win.
Well, the parents are going to want them looking good. I'm not worried about it.
They'll look good.
They're going to look good.
Parents, they'll look good. I promise.
But we'll get our Star Spangled Banner played by our band, and we'll have our ROTC out there. So it'll be a nice
It'll be a great event.
Choctaw celebration.
Absolutely.
We'll get it going, and I'm hoping, knocking on wood, this is wood, that we'll have a good conversation next week.
Let's do it.
Regardless.
Yeah,
Okay. Until next week. Until Saturday. Stay golden.